Good afternoon. Welcome to another episode of Truth Hurts. I'm your host, T. Slaughter, and let's get into it. Today, we're going to talk about the one and only Kamala Harris. You know what I'm saying? We need to discuss the validity of this candidate and whether or not she is truly good for our country or not. Because in my opinion, what she is doing is catering to the needs of the people at the time, which means I show up here, I'm going to say what makes these people happy. I show up there, I'm going to say what make these people happy. And I'm also going to change my accent while I'm at it. If I'm in the South, I got a Southern twang. If I'm in the North, you know what I'm saying? I got a Boston, New York, New Yorker accent. You know what I'm saying? She is the chameleon of all candidates. And that, my friends, is a red flag, right? A person who is starting out the gate with false pretense and misleading propaganda is already a red flag. Do you really want her leading the country? You know, recently I come across a clip. I will add it to the video, and Miss Kamala Harris herself, during an interview, stated that even though you may be a law-abiding citizen with no criminal record, no mental history record, no offenses of any kind, don't be surprised if law enforcement shows up at your house at any time to inspect said firearms that you may own. And that is a clear violation of all kinds of rights. You can't just show up and say, we need to inspect your house, right? You can't just show up and say, I need to see your guns and make sure that they're safe. We have what's known as the Fourth Amendment, okay? And that is the right against search and seizure. You don't want to come in my house. You can't just say I'm going to show up and we need to show up. We're going to show up. We need to inspect your gun, sir. Hell no. You know what's going to happen if you show up at my door. Okay. Don't let the doorknob hit you where the good Lord split you. That's what I'm saying. But the point of this is Miss Kamala Harris is so fake that she's dangerous. Okay. If you put your faith and your vote into this lady, you could ultimately be assisting in the downfall of the country. I know that sounds dramatic, but the truth of the matter is, it is dramatic. Okay? It is serious. We don't need her in charge of anything. She has done zero for us as a country, except for open the borders, which has allowed for multiple states to have multiple victims of violence from immigrants that are coming in and creating problems. So I ask you, are you going to vote for her?
Responsible behaviors among everybody in the community, and just because you legally possess a gun in the sanctity of your locked home doesn't mean that we're not going to walk into that home and check to see if you're being responsible and safe in the way you conduct your affairs.
Have you heard